Hello there, English speakers. Today we will straighten out some question marks, and I don't think we will actually do that. We will just be even more confused. But we'll talk about that and some health stuff, of course, as usual, and the election in USA and some personal stuff, I think. But let's start with, the dog will be back next week, I hope. But we'll start with taking a big, deep breath. So, I don't know how many of you listen to Scott Adams. It takes a lot of time because he babbles on for 1 hour every day. But yesterday he did a great explanation of this Trump call to Georgia. So he listened through the entire call, and it's obvious that Trump really think that there were election fraud. Trump, according to Scott Adams, seems to believe in more fraud than there was. I can't say anything about that. Maybe Trump has better information, maybe he doesn't care about all the details. But it's also clear that the people in Georgia didn't give a shit about what Trump said and just ignored his orders and pretended like he wasn't the president or anything like that. So all the news about Trump behaving like a dictator and doing stuff like that, he can't be a dictator if people just ignore him and don't present any explanations for the stuff he wanted explained. New York Stock Exchange has also ignored Trump now. They were about to delist Chinese companies, 3 of them. But now they decided, we don't care about the US president, so we'll see how pissed he will be and what he will do about this. Dr. Shiva had been talking to the White House and so on, and got some information here that the Vice President Pence can order an investigation now tomorrow. I don't know what to make of that, but that at least is middle ground. Instead of saying, okay, we count the ballots from the electors, well, we just ignore some of them because, that's my job. He can't really do that, but he can definitely, without starting a civil war, say that, no, I refuse to do this until you have done these investigations, which is reasonable. I can't say that it's really true. But to continue with Scott Adams, he explained very well how media does this. So they say, for example, Trump got caught on tape. This is, of course, assuming that you have already bought the idea that there was something wrong with this phone call, which it wasn't. Trump was doing his job. The people he was yelling at didn't do their job, and that was the phone call. But media, they always try tricks like talk beyond the sale. They are calling Trump a dictator despite all the evidence of the opposite. And this is what KGB and the China communists and now the entire media, it seems, what they are doing all the time. These people are both brainwashed, some of them. I've talked about it before, how some people on CNN actually believe their own lies. So it's backfiring on them and they become really, really stupid. And they tend to die from the lies of Big Pharma, of course. So sooner or later there will be only tinfoil hats like us, because the people who believe in the media, they tend to die, get poor and lose their fortunes. I've got some question about hemp seeds on my live stream. will get you some view here from the center of Reed, which is a big field. So as far as I can tell, the hemp seeds are good food, but there's not something really special with them yet discovered. We'll see about that. They don't make you high because, well, the drug is not in them in big amounts. But give me more tips if there's something to say about it. I didn't find it more than vaguely interesting. There are some animal studies and so on. Maybe I can find something more interesting, but I'm not a hemp or cannabis expert. Now a healthcare worker, 41-year-old. She didn't look like she was very healthy, but she died after the vaccine now, so that's not good for Pfizer. There will be a lot of deaths just because so many people get the vaccines, and people do unfortunately die for reasons pretty unknown. But yeah, it's not 100% safe to take this vaccine, and some argue that it might not be safe to not take it. But I was over to my neighbor this well, some half an hour ago, and he is feeling sick. He is feeling better today. He will be tested about now, so we'll see what that is. He got some quercetin, some zinc, and now some green tea with vitamin C tablets with orange flavor. He likes oranges, so that should be good for him. And zinc, quercetin, and yeah, vitamin D that he has not taken enough of. But he did follow my advice, which is fasting, even before I told him. So he has not been eating, and he does feel better right now. And now my hand is starting to freeze, so we'll end this now with lockdowns don't work. Statistical analysis of lockdowns, and they only force people to go to the places that are open and get more crowded together. So yeah, lockdowns do work. They make the richest people more rich, and more power to the Chinese Communist Party. So yes, they do work, but they don't help your health. Quite the opposite, and masks are making German children sick. Eat your food well, eat your vitamin D, and if you get sick, take some extra zinc for some days. It's dangerous to take too much zinc for too long, but just when you're sick, then you can stop the replication of viruses pretty well. And with that, bye for now, and see you tomorrow.